So we may have to do Disney. Well, I think we're good on seats. Okay. It is 10 o'clock, my friends. Good evening, MAGFest. Welcome to Majima is Everywhere, the real-life stories and inspirations behind the Yakuza game series. My name is Laura, and this is my husband and co-host, Dustin. This is a real thing. So we are not professionals. He is a gamer, and I am an enjoyer of watching him play the Yakuza games. We have currently made it through 0 through 3 and Like a Dragon. When Pirate Majima comes out, I will be unavailable for comment. If you feel the need that you need to actually me during the panel, please don't. Wait and do it when the panel has ended. Come up and tell me actually when the panel has ended. Interrupts my flow, and it's a whole thing. And also, if I mispronounce something, English is my only language. Just a quick note, there are some spoilers in here. I tried to keep them light spoilers, and some of them are if you know spoilers. But pirates, ye be warned. So we begin tonight with a question. What is a Yakuza? Why is it like a dragon? Who is this man? Is this John Yakuza? So, Yakuza are members of a transnational organized crime syndicate originating in Japan. Most modern Yakuza derive from two social classes, which emerged during the mid-Edo period: the Tekiya, who primarily peddled stolen goods, and the Bakuto, who were involved in gambling. The total number of Yakuza members peaked at 184,100 in 1963 and then declined due to police crackdowns. Between 90 and 2020, the total number of members decreased by 70%. Down in that middle slide, tell me that's not the inspiration for Majima. I mean, that guy. So anyway, go ahead, honey. But the Yakuza do live on in the media. As early as Robin Hood, criminals in media have been romanticized. Everyone loves a bad boy. But the golden age of the Yakuza films was in the 1950s and 60s, but they've never left the zeitgeist. If you're into some 90s, early 2000s anime, check out GTO, but mind you, it is from the 90s, early 2000s, so there are those sensibilities that some people find questionable, and I'm not saying it's good, I'm not saying they're right, but I'm just warning you. Way of the House Husband, also great series. And Yakuza Lover is I read the manga, it's perfect. Lightly smutty, beautiful. So the Japanese title of the Yakuza series is Ryu ga Gotoku, which translates to like a dragon. The game's creator felt that dragons have a strong presence about them, and when you play the game, you would feel the strength and might of the main character. You would feel like a dragon. So the story of the first two games follows Kazuma Kiryu, a former member of the Tojo clan who has just been released from prison after 10 years in the joint made him a pussy. The game series features multiple playable characters as the series protagonists, and as you can tell, I have a bias.
No, just a little.
Just a little. So you've been able to commit crimes or play as a criminal in video games ever since they began. But most gaming features old-timey gangsters. This all changed in 1997 with the release of Grand Theft Auto. Originally, Grand Theft Auto was going to be a game where you were a cop chasing down criminals, and they're like, nah, that's boring. No. That's been happening. It's okay. Okay. Okay, we're not going to panic. But people are like, this is boring. I don't want to be a cop. I want to be the criminal. Yeah. It's a life of crime for me, baby.
Grand Theft Auto 6
Coming soon? Question mark?
Perhaps.
This is Toshihiro Nagiyoshi. He joined Sega in 1989 as a game designer, and his first hit was Virtua Racing. He was a graduate of Tokyo Zokai University with a degree in movie production, and he has said, I thought I would just work in video games until I got a job in the movie industry. So in the early 2000s, Sega was on the brink of bankruptcy. It was losing the console wars to Nintendo, and when the PlayStation 2 came out, it looked like the end was nigh. Sega made the move from consoles to software in 2001. Go ahead. Yeah, that's too much. In 2001, the Sega CEO told Nagiyoshi that making 3D games was too expensive. And as a protest, he said, I'll show you. And he made a very popular, very low-cost game, Super Monkey Ball. So games at this point were becoming more focused on the graphics and the cool look of it instead of the story. 3D gaming had been around since the beginning. With the release of the PlayStation 2, games were released in 3D. Open world games like Shenmue were becoming, with deep stories, were beginning to gain in popularity. Nagiyoshi continued developing popular games, always looking ahead for the nenext big thing. The Sega higher-ups rejected the Yakuza series several times, saying this is not going to have wide market appeal. But the new CEO of Sega, Hajime Satome, said he saw footage of the Yakuza games that was forcibly put into a reel of other games that were actually being produced, and he's like, oh, I like this game. Let's make this Yakuza game. And they're like, that's not even real. So that's how Yakuza got made, because Nagiyoshi, he's like, I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna make them make my game. The writer of the main storyline was famed novelist Hase Seishu. Seishu had been a gamer since the early days in Space Invaders, but when the industry's focus became on graphics instead of stories, he wasn't really interested in games anymore. But then he heard about this Yakuza game series, he's like, that sounds pretty cool, I write a lot of Yakuza books, I'll write your story. And he wrote the story for the first 2 games. The other writer on the Yakuza series was Masayoshi Yokoyama, and he has been there since the beginning, starting out with side stories, and he's still the main writer today. So the Yakuza series was a massive hit in Japan when it came out. Nagiyoshi was promoted to general producer position within Sega and was given further executive promotions, including he was the chief creative officer, the general director of Ryuga Gotoko Studio, and a member of the board of directors for Atlas. In 2021, Nagiyoshi left Sega and joined NetEase. He said, I'm a game creator, not a CEO. And now he heads Nagiyoshi Studios, which at the time of production of this panel have not put out any video games. But they do have a radio show on Tokyo FM called Nagiyoshi Studio Presents the Future Lounge. I don't speak Japanese, I've never heard it. So when Sega released the games in English, they thought, people aren't going to want to play these games with subtitles, we got to dub this. And so they did.
I need to... No, is this a play?
It's a play. Uh-oh.
Is it a play?
There we go.
Ow!
What the fuck about it?
Hey, the fuck you think you're doing? And just what the fuck family are you from, huh?
Excuse me.
Excuse you? No. Fuck you.
So, excuse my terrible bleeping job. I was trying to make it PG-13. Localization in the early 2000s was not great. I was there. The voice actors are doing their best job, ? And I really think the script was, let's be edgy, we'll just say the F word a lot. And I highly recommend looking up a full version of this video. It is chef's kiss. Right up there with Pregnant Sonic. Okay, go ahead and hit the play button again.
It was impressive, Kazuma-chan.
Kazuma? Aniki. You mean...
Yeah.
Spoiled it, guys.
Kazuma Kiryu-chan. The dragon of the Dojima family.
It's been a while, Majima-san.
Ah! PS2 Majima jump scare.
Relax.
So, yes, that is Mark Hamill. Famously, Luke Skywalker does not remember playing Majima. He has over 350 voice acting credits, so I think we can forgive him for this one voice acting gig he got that probably paid him, pennies.
Mark Hamill will do voice acting for a sandwich, I think. I mean, honestly.
Okay, go ahead, honey. So the Japanese voice acting in this game is so good. I'm not going to shame you if you prefer to watch it dubbed because the new English releases are much, much better. But you honestly, the Japanese just gives it another extra layer. This is the voice of Kazuma Kiryu, Taka Kuroda, who has lent his melodious voice to many characters in his career. And looking at his picture, you can see that he has obviously inspired Kiryu's look as well. And there will be times we're watching an anime and we look at each other and go, is that Kiryu? And then we're like, IMDb, yep, it's Kiryu. Okay. Sometimes life imitates art. Go ahead.
俺の初めてを奪ってほしい。初めてだから優しくしてくれよな。
Go ahead. So, because voice actors have to take whatever work comes their way early in their careers, Takuya did this kind of voice acting in his early jobs. You can listen to him reading his BL on SoundCloud, and my God, this man, I would listen to him read the phone book. I have no idea what he's saying, but I'm like, yes, please, more. So Nagiyoshi and his team did a lot of research when it came to the Yakuza series. He was asked, I'm often asked how I did the research, but it's Japanese culture. We've got a lot of literature, comics, movies, and material we can refer to, but I did some of my own, yes. I like drinking, and I like women.
Nagoshi has drip.
Yep. So almost all the Yakuza series takes place in Japan, with the exceptions being Infinite Wealth and the upcoming Pirate Majima in Hawaii, which take place in Hawaii. The main gameplay in the Yakuza and Judgment game series takes place in the fictional city of Kamurocho, which is based on the real-life city of Kabukicho in Tokyo. This is a side-by-side map. You're fine. Okay. So Kabukicho's iconic neon red signage is the first example we see of the game developers taking the real life and putting it into the game. And you know, every time I see one of my Kyotes going to Japan, they're posting, "I'm here!" And they post a picture. So when we go to Japan one day, we're also going to do the, "I'm here!" So these pictures show the loving detail the creators took in making the Red Lake District. I mean, even this alleyway looks like it looks in real life. This is a subway entrance. Besides the fact there's not a lot of people, because I think putting all those assets would make the game run really slow.
There is a surprising amount of people in the streets.
There are.
Depending on what game it is.
Yeah. And I really this karaoke bar. I thought this was cool. This is a very famous karaoke bar that I didn't write the name down for. And every time he plays, I'm like, wait, I gotta look at the billboard. Slow down. Stop. So I can just see I want to see who's on there. And if you're looking for a boss fight, you're going to want to head to the Hotel Gracery, which is the real-life inspiration for the Millennium Tower. The Hotel Gracery has a life-size Godzilla towering over top of it, something that the Millennium Tower is, in fact, lacking. But you can stay in the Godzilla room for between $334 and $417 per night, but as far as I can tell, it is booked for the foreseeable future, but that might just be to foreigners. Even the giant traffic cones are real. Okay, go ahead. This is a song.
Life says stop.
Okay. So the Don Quixote is the Walmart of Japan. It has 582 stores in Japan and 55 overseas as of the 2021 year. This is just a picture. You can see Kiryu sitting in front. It actually, it looks a lot alike. Once again, we're just missing the crowds of people. I want to go to the Don Quixote so bad. I mean, it's just dollar store junk, but it's Japanese dollar store junk, and I'm such a weeb. It's even better. So it's real. If you like to go out dancing at the discotheque, the Majda Raho opened in the 1980s, and the legendary club revived in Roppongi in 2010 and is beginning to become popular again. Oh.
When it wants to play, I've clicked on it.
Oh. Well, this is Friday night, but apparently the video doesn't want to play, so we're going to skip it. It's because it's Saturday. It's a true story. I don't know what happened with that one.
I don't know.
So another major game location is in Osaka. Dotonbori is the real-life equivalent of Sotenbori. I had to check myself 3 times because I kept putting it backwards. Sotenbori is in Yakuza 0, 2, 5, and Kyoto 2, Ryogo Gotoku Ashirohen, and the man who erased his name. That was a lot of words.
Yeah.
One of my favorite landmarks in Osaka is the Kane Doroko crab. The restaurant has been in business since 1962, and you can see giant crabs at several other locations as well. Is that video playing? So you can see the crab moves like it does in the game. This is a real thing. You hit the pause button. No. Okay, go ahead. Skip through. We're just gonna keep playing it. So what I wanted to say there was that the crab broke down in 2020, and Japanese Twitter went wild and was like, "Get better soon, Crab-kun, we love you." I wish I was on Japanese Twitter, not American Twitter. So if you like deep-fried battered food, and you like it on a skewer, come to our Renaissance Festival. But this is kushikatsu, and you can eat at the restaurant in both Yakuza 5 and Like a Dragon. And Katsuya Yumiya, real-life president of the Daramo chain, gets 2 side stories in the games. I can't pronounce it. Go ahead. You can't say it either. Ueyama. Ueyama. There we go. Like I said, English is my only language. So Yakuza 6 takes place in Onomichio, Hiroshima. And of course, it gets the same love and care that went into recreating the other cityscapes. I mean, you can't even tell you can, but honestly, they all look almost the same. Yep. So the real-life mascot of Onomichio is Mon Mon Lemon-chan. And I'm just saying, where is her charming Hosaka face? Where is her steaming Onomichio ramen hat? Where is her cute fish pouch? And where is her cool boots, vital for any fisherman? I mean, Mon Mon Lemon-chan needs to step it up. She doesn't even have a bold and trendy Ono shirt. So, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and the upcoming Pirate Majima in Hawaii take place in Hawaii. Infinite Wealth takes place in Waikiki. No idea where the other one's taking place. Aloha Beach obviously channels the spirit of Kalui Beach. That's all I had to say about that. And the Anaconda Shopping Center was obviously inspired by the open-air shopping mall, a la Moana. This is 53 by the Sea. This is another one that, these look almost exactly the same. I can't wait till he plays Infinite Wealth, because I'm like, I can't wait to see this fancy food in here. And I cannot wait for this game to come out. I pre-ordered it with a little pop-up Majima that comes out of the barrel.
Yeah.
And I am going to be unavailable. I am taking this game into the bedroom and playing while he plays downstairs on the PS5. I bought him a PS5 for Christmas specifically so I could play Pirate Majima on the PS4. So, this is Club Sega, or Club Gigo. It is an arcade located in Akihabara, Tokyo, and of course it is featured in the series. This is just my personal opinion. Many of the games you play in the Sega arcade are real cabinets, as featured here, and you can play some of these down in the dealer's room, the arcade here at MAGFest, including the taco drums. Sorry, English is my only language. Taiko drums. I'm sorry.
You got it.
I'm
It's
terrible.
all good.
Go ahead. And of course, there are the UFO catchers.
Nope. Sorry. Here we go.
I love Reddit. Okay, go ahead. Of course, those UFO. Okay, go ahead.
Real story. If you go to Japan, they have these UFO catchers that are identical to this. They're made by Sega, and they have just rows upon rows upon rows of them. And if you've ever watched a Japanese crane game video, you just hear this same anime voice constantly, just chiding people for missing the the catch. Anyway.
So, as he said, we watch a lot of people playing UFO catchers. But did you know that Misu King, the Misu King Battle Bug Beauties, the game where bug girls fight each other, is based on the real life game of Mushu King, the king of beetles? Let's see if these play.
Let's see.
So this is Battle Bug Beauties. There we go.
You just beat a balance beam. Nice!
I mean, identical.
You just beat a balance. Yes! It's your finishing move! Great! You did it!
Like I said, little insects are useless.
Ada, what are you doing here? You were expelled from...
This will keep going forever. You can watch that on YouTube. So Toilets is also a real game. I got some stand-up peers that want to play Toilets. This was launched in 2011, but the game did not do as well as Sega had hoped. Sales ended in 2016. Go ahead, there's a video on the next one. But don't worry, you can still play it in Tokyo Joyopolis. You can play the video. I guess set that so it plays. Here you can get that stream going hard.
So, should you have trouble with this mini game, it actually gets easier the more you make Here You Drink before you play.
It's my husband here with the real tips.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. So the arcade isn't the only place you can play mini games in this series. And let me tell you something, people. Being married to a Yakuza completionist is hard. Because he has to play everything multiple times before we can move on. And I'm like, I come home from work, and he's been home from work for like an hour, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I've been playing this game for three nights, and I still can't get it done. I hate pool so much. So, I know you're paid.
Pool in Yakuza 3 is terrible.
So we're going to go ahead and rate the following mini games. Just tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how you like it.
Air hockey's all right.
Okay. We haven't played this one yet.
I'm not doing 1 to 10.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. What's next? Batting cages?
I love the batting cage.
Okay.
Yeah. The more time goes on with the batting cage, and it has been in every game, the better it gets.
Okay. Bowling?
Bowling's okay. Bowling. But
okay. That's a turkey, people. Okay, go ahead. This is CeeLo, which he actually went on and learned how to play because
Yeah.
he needed to know.
Yeah. CeeLo's fun because you can say piss.
Oh, and this next one's a video. This is when Haruka developed her gambling addiction.
社会勉強さ迷惑か
別に
I love how you have to take your daughter to whatever she wants to do, and she's like, let's go gambling. Oni-chan, Oni-chan. Or not Oni-chan, that's sister. What's your son?
入ります
Anyway, so this is when Haruka developed a crippling gambling addiction that led to her teenage pregnancy and so on and so forth. Okay, go ahead.
Hot take.
I said there. I gave a spoiler warning at the beginning. Oh, darts.
Darts.
Darts is fun in Judgment when you play against the girls' bar girls.
Darts gets better. Darts is not good in Yakuza 3.
Okay. Golf.
Golf's good. Golf.
Challenge sucks.
Really?
Yeah, the Haruka request in Yakuza 3, 1,500 points is impossible.
I can do it. I can do it.
Go ahead, honey. And is any game a real game if you don't fish? Okay.
The real final boss.
The tuna. The crowd is against the koi koi.
I actually really like Koi Koi.
You do like
I do
that.
like Koi Koi.
Okay. And then Ochikabu.
It's pretty mid. It's just a counting game.
Yeah.
It's really just a counting game.
Oh, this is a phonetic matching game and is especially common for Japanese wordplay. 893 can be read as Yakuza, which is the origin of the term, Yakuza. Okay. Pool.
All my homies hate pool.
When he played pool, he had a yardstick out against the television going, I have to line this up exactly right.
Trying to beat an expert in pool in Yakuza 3 and 4 is an absolute nightmare.
But is that something I did that eased it up a little so that your control stick wasn't absolutely scuffed? I did this specifically on PC. When I went into my Steam settings and made sure that my right stick was vertical.
I did it on PS4. I did it on PS4 by remote playing it to a PS Vita so that I could use the right controller so that the physics wouldn't be messed up. Because
Ladies
you would
and gentlemen
just do
of
the
them,
shot
I love
and it would
this
just
man.
randomly go off in a direction with no warning.
Yep. I hate
Okay.
I got
Anyway.
tired of it like after 5 seconds.
Table tennis, okay.
Table tennis.
Now we're coming into the really controversial ones. First up is shogi.
He likes that one.
He likes that one, okay. And now, all right.
I'm very good at. I'm okay at chess, but shogi. I buy the cheat item.
So the room grows quiet as we listen for the next one to see. I want to hear your reaction to this. So go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, honey.
Would you like to learn Japanese to play a mini game?
So if you want to learn how to play Japanese mahjong, they are teaching Japanese mahjong in the the tabletop gaming room. So they're really good. They'll teach you how to play.
It's a little late now.
Okay,
I don't
keep going.
know if they'll actually be in tomorrow to do it, but they have been doing 2 till about 10 every day. Sit down, show you how to do it. It's a lot to learn. It took me like 2 weeks before I was actually like able to get the completion trophies on 0. But once you do it once, you can do it for every single game, and then get a pile of money at the very beginning of the game and be like, all right, I'll buy everything.
Okay. So what about the mini games that don't involve gaming in a traditional sense? Like at the Yakuza meetup on Thursday night, there were 2 pocket circuit racers, and I was ecstatic. So slot car racing or pocket circuit racing began back in 1912 And the popularity comes and goes, but you can still buy Pocket Circuit cars and tracks to this very day. They have them at what's that game store in Pittsburgh called?
Oh, it's the Advanced Hobby.
Yeah, but anyway, regardless,
Yeah.
you can buy it at your local game stores.
Hobby Express.
Video. It was.
You deserve that one, Kiryu.
That man is so excited to play a Pocket Circuit car. So Pocket Circuit Fighter is one of the greatest side characters in the series. He appears in 0, Kiwami, 6, and both Like a Dragon games. But in Like a Dragon, he no longer runs the Pocket Circuit. He's upgraded to go-kart street racing. Let's go! Oh, there's a video on that one. This is Like a Dragon? Yeah, this is Like a Dragon. So I can't show a whole race. They go on for a few minutes.
Only Sega will put a whole ass kart racer in a game and just be like, all right, that's the game.
Okay.
It's just there.
If you want to go around Akihabara in real life on a go-kart, you can do it for about $67 per person, and you need a special Japanese driver's license to do so. Yeah. If you like racing, have you considered drone racing? Video. So this mini game is in both the Judgment series, Judgment and Lost Judgment.
The drone racing minigame in Judgment is one of the hardest things to actually do in Judgment. It is extremely difficult to fly through this busy street at the speed that they want you to.
Yeah. It's something. Okay. So the first documented instance of drone racing was in 2012 when Team Drop Bear, an Australian-based team of drone pilots, began to publish their videos of drone races online. This competition is called Rotor Cross and is established an early version as what we know as drone racing in this day. I don't know what this guy's problem is. I feel like he just crashed his drone and everyone's like, it's okay, man. We love you. Okay? And then, here we go.
素直に I love you 届けようきっと You love me 伝わるさ君に合うガラスの靴を探そう二人で Step and Go いつまでも深夜12時を過ぎたって君は僕の愛しい24時間シンデレラ
When I tell you I cried, laughed watching the first time I saw that one and Judgment, it was awful. So karaoke is a rhythm game that has improved with literally every iteration of the game. Everyone's got their favorite song, which is, of course, Bakabatai. Okay. So these mini games are really tame, but personally, I prefer the racier ones. So, John Ken Pon, Rock, Paper, Scissors, dates back to ancient China, and we all know how to play. So how do we make it sexy? Completionists love catfights.
Spicy take, babe. Spicy take.
Of course, there's also massage mini game. This only appears in Yakuza 3 and 4 and is rather interesting.
It's not.
It's all it is.
Not in 3.
It's not in 3?
Not
Okay,
in 3.
I lied. It's only in 4.
There you go.
Is it? I swear it's in Kiwami. Okay, it is in 3. Okay.
How the hell did I miss
this man
that?
knows. You played it. You're fine. So Ashi Hatsu massage is a form of massage where the masseuse will walk on you and has been around for over 3,000 years. When I told him about this, he's like, where do I get one of these? We haven't found a place yet. The teleruku, or telephone dating clubs, began in the 1990s when a male client would pay a fee to enter a booth at the telephone. Then a woman, he would call and talk to a woman, she would agree to go on a date with him, with the implicit understanding being that this would lead to paid sex. Kiryu's a virgin.
焦るなよ。
ママにも言われたことないのに絶対に楽しい。
もしもし。
Every single time I answer the phone, you know I'm going, mushi mushi. So in modern times, you don't have to actually talk to someone in real life to talk. You can enter a live chat with cam girls from your home. Before the internet was readily available, though, you would have to visit an internet cafe. In Yakuza 6, there is a mini game where our boy Kiryu goes to an internet cafe and types like a goober with his fingers. He chats up cam girls, and there's an old man at my office that types like that and drives me insane. It's the next one.
Okay.
Go ahead. As you chat with the girls, this happens.
お願い聞いちゃおうかな。
She's a real JAV actor.
もう分かったよ。じゃあちょっとだけだよ。
Kiryu's a virgin.
恥ずかしい。
よし。
本当に。
So we have to stop it there. This is an all ages panel. Play the game. So what if you want to talk to a woman in real life? Weirdo. Well, if you lived in Japan, you might go to a girls' bar, much like Yagami does in Lost Judgment. Girl bars are bars tended exclusively by women. Men visit these bars to pay not only for drinks, but for the company of the girl bartenders who rotate through and talk to you throughout the night. Unlike in hostess bars, where you usually get one hostess, the bartenders will rotate around the customers and you end up chatting with several. Hostess and host clubs are popular with Japanese businessmen and women who want to have drinks and pleasant conversation. They are historically popular with the Yakuza, both as legitimate businesses and as a place to chill out. The purpose of a host and hostess club is to make you spend a lot of money while being entertained by a beautiful woman, or man, or person, sorry. Contrary to what people think, these clubs are classy. These are not high-end brothels. And I have watched so many hours, it's not a video, of the hostess minigame. This was one of my favorite parts because he's like, I said, put this outfit on her. He goes, no, I had to put this outfit on her because I have to raise her stats. And I'm like, but that doesn't look nice.
That's not the point.
So if you want to dress like a hostess, check out Dazzy's store online. These outfits are chef's kiss. And many of the hostess and other NPCs are actually Japanese adult video stars. Thank you, Reddit, once again, for assembling them all here for me. This is an all ages panel, so we will not be talking about any of their work. So I've mentioned the adult film stars, but there are a plethora of characters based on real people. This is the #1 hostess Rina, based on model and J-pop artist Sakurina. And even the Obitarion is based on a real person. This is Azumi Chiyoko. She and her partner are based on characters from the Japanese game show Gake no Tsukai. And in true Japanese game show tradition, they would do wacky things, like make people kiss them. You know, like you do. In 2014, the kissing auntie kissed 49 people in 30 seconds, setting an impressive Guinness World Record. And I really think this is why she's always trying to kiss Majima, but to be honest, if Majima walked in this room, I'd kiss him too. In Yakuza 3, we meet Ayaka Tsubake. next slide. So the clip ends here, but I want you all to know Kiryu is an ally. He tells her, it's okay, you be yourself. If he can't accept you the way you are, he wasn't the right for you. Kiryu... Trans rights, man. Controversial take. So this actress is based on trans actress Anya Tsubake, and her story was big news in Japan at the time of the Yakuza 3's original game release. Western players did not get this minigame. They thought we couldn't handle it. They're probably right. Yeah. It was returned as a sub-story in the remastered collection. And in 2021, Tsubake announced that she had passed the exam of the Japan Professional Mahjong League and became a professional Mahjong player. This one rocks, man. She can get it. So anyway. That's enough about the women of Yakuza. We know why we really play this game. Okay, go ahead. It's for the manliness. Hey, that's fine. That's fog. We got fog.
There's fog. It's all good.
And this is true. This is a true statement. Okay, go ahead to the next one, honey. They don't get any manlier. If you haven't played Zero yet, after this you get up and have a really intense boss fight. Kuze can get it, man.
I love this guy so much, it's not even funny.
He is based after modeled after Hitoshi Ozawa, is famous for his work in Yakuza-themed films. I mean, look at this man. He can get it. Another famous Yakuza movie star is Riki Takeuchi. That's a list of his filmography there. He plays Hikaru Awano, the main antagonist of Yakuza 0. The captain of the Dojima family, Keiji Shibusawa, thank you, is played by Hito Nakano, and he is actually in the show House of the Owl on Hulu. In Yakuza 6, the patriarch of the Hiroshi family is Takashi So, yeah, that's him. I'm sorry. Yep. But did you know that the Shinshi, or the big chin man that appears in Yakuza Kiwami, is also based on a real person? This is a judo champion who won the silver at the 2000 Olympics. He's also won many, many other tournaments. This man could kick your butt. Someone else that can get it is Yoshikai Fujiwara, who is the inspiration of the Florist of Sai. He is a professional wrestler, trainer, promoter, and actor. And speaking of fights in the game series, no, Majima. Y'all saw Kiryu smirk. He loves this man. So there are a lot of famous wrestlers in the Coliseum. There's just a couple of them. I couldn't keep them all. And then we also have note that we are getting Samoa Joe in Hawaii. So you might be asking yourself, how do regular people get cast in Yakuza games? Well, there are several ways, including contests. For Yakuza 5, the Miss Ryu Gokutoko contest was held, and the 5 ladies who won got their own sub-stories in their respective prefectures. I'm not going to go.
That's...
Is that
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's.
That's what's her face with the big boobs. Okay, go ahead. Jet, do any of you watch Sea Dog VA? That's what's her face. That's always in his videos with him.
We're having a brain fart.
Okay, go ahead.
Shibuya Kaho.
Okay, Kaho, that's who it is. Anyway, sorry, I haven't noticed that. In 2019, Eri Kamataki won the role of Eri Kamataki in the Like a Dragon series against 1,000 other hopefuls. And then we have the man, the myth, the legend, the walking erection, Mr. Libido. Look at that animation. Okay, go ahead to the next one.
You sure?
Yeah, because the next one's better. This is his audition.
なおさんもう合格でよろしいんじゃないもうすでにまだ入ってきたばっかりだよ。
吉本興業からやってまいりましたピン芸人ハブです。よろしくお願いします。
はい、よろしく。そうですよね。ちょっと何か一つもし見せていただけるなら。
わかりました。ウミガメの産卵だけ見てください。
これはね、そうですね。絶倫からの。はい。
食べるんだ。
はい、生まれました。演技。
Japanese humor is strange.
We have no context.
I cannot find that video translated anywhere. I tried. This is a video, okay. So making video games costs a lot of money. How do developers cover these costs? Okay.
How will I ever afford to keep buying this rubbish? Hello, I'm Spons! Oh, crap.
So product placement is really in the games, including Axe body spray, which was originally in the Yakuza 3. It's not in the remaster. And if you wear this to the cabaret club, you get a slight boost of affection from the girls. It's now just regular deodorant and boring. We can't smell like my brother did in high school. Another thing the remaster took away was Mine's Gatorade bottles, so now he just drinks sports drink.
I saw someone that bought it Primate instead. No.
Okay, go ahead. We got some primators in the crowd. We got 10 minutes. I gotta go fast. In 5, we see Hatsune Miku and the UFO catcher as a snow sculpture. And if for some reason you like pinball and Judgment, you can actually buy the game for $12.99 on Steam. Okay.
I don't know why you would.
In Yakuza Dead Soul, there are Isuzu branded fire trucks. I couldn't find it. We don't own that one, unfortunately. And in the
Kurohyo.
In the Black Panther series, Shishino wears a designer tracksuit. This costs $900. And I would highly recommend the video by the show Snowiest Engelman. It contains an exhaustive list. We move on to the true crime portion of the panel. I gotta speed up because I'm running out of time. And if you're into the true crime aspect, I highly recommend any of the books by Jake Adelstein. It's really gets into the backstory of the Yakuza. So Yakuza 0 is set in 1988 at the height of the bubble. In 1986 to 91, the Japanese real estate stock market prices inflated and the economy was booming. Real estate was one of Yakuza's first big white-collar scams. So in the 1980s, the Yakuza started sending enforcers off to work for real estate agents. They were called the Jigiya. Real estate agents would hire Japanese gangsters when they wanted to demolish a residential area and couldn't get someone out of the area. They'd send in their enforcers. So yeah, this is the plot of Yakuza 0. Go ahead. There's no video there. It's just the... In 2023, the New York Times reported on the story of a former governor of New York, Elliot Spitzer, and the co-op board fighting over an empty lot. Okay. Spitzer wanted to expand his luxury condos, but he didn't own the lot where the expansion would go. Yakuza fans went wild. They're like, the empty lot is real. So what if we kissed in the empty lot? As of March 2024, this fight is still going on. Who knows if this poor billionaire is ever going to get to build his expansion. Yakuza 2, Kiryu is pulled back into the Chojo clan and his romance with Majima. Okay, there's a video. Oh, we don't have... Oh, this is fun. love the construction. I gotta keep going. So originally most Japanese construction companies were similar to Yakuza games. Construction outfits in Japan were called the gumi, which means gang. The original gumi were groups of men displaced by World War II who worked for gang bosses doing whatever odd jobs they could get. The police were afraid to intervene. The Japanese crackdown on Yakuza involvement in construction is a source of great debate that could probably be a panel of its own. And I don't want to get into all that, so enjoy this video instead.
Or not.
Or not? Oh. Sorry, that was Nancy driving a backhoe. Oh, here we go. Never mind.
There she is! Clara-chan, come back!
Oh, Clara, I'm sorry, not Nancy. Nancy's the lobster.
I knew it. I knew it.
That's the streamer.
Oh, shit. Don't tell me.
My favorite's when you battle the Roomba.
Clara's on the digger!
That's just Clara. So in Yakuza 3, Kiryu now lives with his daughter in Osaka, and he runs an orphanage. Nothing goes wrong. They even have a dog. So the Yakuza have a long history of helping people in need. They've been stepping in to offer money and protection to people after natural disasters for years. They're like, look, we're good guys. Don't worry about the sex trafficking. It's great. So this goes far back in their history. After World War II, many children were left orphaned and lived in the streets of Japan. Some of them were taken in by the Yakuza and given jobs working as shoe shiners, selling cigarettes they picked up off the ground, and some drugs. And they weren't treated great, but they had a safe place to sleep at night. And that made me sad, so here's a fishing meme. So the Bodokuri, or street barkers, are prevalent in Kabukicho and often conning unsuspecting businessmen and foreigners into bars. We're gonna skip this, we're good on time.
Okay.
But did you know that English school could also be a scam? The Ikawa Kushiodo or Ikawa Gaku are English conversation schools that are legit businesses, but the biggest, Nova, was closed due to the CDO embezzling funds, and though there is no proof, the Yakuza are suspected to be involved. In 4, this is the first game you can play as multiple characters, including Taiga Sajima, Majima's brother. When we meet Saejima, he is in Ashabari prison, which is still in operation, with the original being converted into a museum in 1983. In 2010, Saejima escaped this prison, beating his way out and riding a snowmobile to freedom. Okay. So Saejima may have escaped prison twice? Once? Twice. But Yoshi Shiotaro escaped prison 4 times. In 1936, he had his first escape from Amori prison. He escaped by picking a cell lock with the wire that was wrapped around his washroom bucket and went out through the skylight. In 1941, in Akito prison, he was placed in a special no-escape cell, and he managed to climb the walls, and every night he would climb up and loosen the vent, and he just held himself there like a spider and escaped in a stormy night in 1942. In 1943, he was transferred to the Abashiri prison, which Saejima escaped from, and he was left in his summer prison garments in winter, and the guards would beat him up all the time. Later on, he was placed in specially made escape-proof handcuffs that took 2 hours to unlock by a specialist, and every day when he got his miso soup, he'd pour it on his handcuffs and on the door food slot, and he eventually escaped by breaking his handcuffs that had been rusted by the soup and breaking his shoulders so he could go out the little food slot. This man did not want to be in prison. In 1947, he tunneled his way out of Sapporo by digging with miso soup bowls. Oh my God, I only have 5 minutes to get through everything else in the panel. So the next true crime story appears in 4 different games. Back in Yakuza 0, Majima infiltrates a doomsday cult, the Order of the Munin Kohotep, on set to rescue a young woman who's fallen under the guru's spell. The cult returns in Kiwami, and Kiryu helps the host of Club Stardust find out where all the customers are disappearing to. In Yakuza 6, the cult's original leader is trying to get the cult shut down, and of course, he needs Kiryu's help. And even though it isn't explicitly said, the order of the Moon and Kohept onset, Ichiban does fight a cult members who follow McNugget Messiah, who we think is actually the onset. This is based on one of the most terrifying cults in Japan, the Onmo Shinrikyo. And I highly recommend, if you want to learn more about this, watching Akidira's video. I know a lot of people have done it, but I just like her videos. So Yakuza Like a Dragon was a major departure from the original gameplay style. It's now a turn-based RPG and features a great protagonist who is, of course, homeless. He is in fact homeless. This is Ichiban Kasuga, a man with a bad perm and brain damage. He is a cinnamon roll. I'll hear nothing bad about him. He has one of the saddest backstories out there. Major spoiler alert and content warning incoming. Go ahead. Before the 1980s, coin lockers in Japan were often in unattended and dark alleyways. Ichiban was born in 1977. Why do these two facts matter? Well, coin rock-a-baby, or coin locker babies, used to be a serious problem in Japan. Between 1980 and 1990, there were 191 reported cases of infants who died from being left in coin lockers. In the Middle Ages, you could leave babies that you couldn't care for at the foundling wheel, and nuns would take care of them. Nowadays, the modern baby hatch has been adopted in many countries, most notably having 300 in Pakistan. This is a meme to cleanse the palate. If you know, you know. A lot of you know, okay. So professional training colleges, that one made me sad too, I'm sorry guys. Professional training colleges are offered in Japan. And the Yamaguchi Gumi, one of the biggest syndicates in Japan, makes you take a test before you're allowed to join the group. And I just like when they celebrate when you pass the test. I'm sorry, I'm kind of blasting through because I got excited. We sang too many Majima songs. Go ahead. So you might have heard that the first trailer for The Like a Dragon was released on April Fool's Day, and it was a joke. The April Fool's joke was a joke. They had this in production. It was just a rumor, so if you thought it was a joke, I'm sorry, honey. It wasn't really a joke.
Shit.
It was real, so I'm just trying to blast through this. So we're reaching the end, and I'm going to use this last section to have some fun facts about some of the games that you might not know, because there are a lot of games. 23 Yakuza games and 9 mainline games, 14 spin-offs, okay? The best known of the spin-offs is Judgment and Lost Judgment, following private detective Yagame as he investigates true crimes in Kamurocho. The Judgment series has received multiple awards and sold over 1 million copies, but it doesn't look like we're going to get a third Judgment game because scandals with his agency. They said, I will refrain from answering that question. Released for the PSP in Japan, Black Panther Like a Dragon New Chapter and its sequel, Black Panther Asahara Chapter. The story follows Tatsuya Yukio, who accidentally kills a Tojo clan Yakuza and is forced to fight to win his freedom back. This is one of the only ones that's not going to get a re-release in English. They said, we don't think we want to go backwards, we're sorry. And everyone's like, bring us it, you cowards. Yeah. And it's really a shame because it was so popular in Japan, it got a 3-volume manga and a TV show that you can watch on YouTube. So Ryugo Gotoku Kenzin is set in 1605 Kyoto and follows the parts of the life of Miyamoto Musashi. Yeah. As a young girl, Haruka comes to visit Kiryu to find the murderer of her family. Unable to pay him, she's going to sell herself to a brothel. At this point in time, brothels would have smaller girls as servants, doing things like serving drinks, etc. So that's probably why we're never going to see a release of this game. They're like, no one wants to hear about the life of a war hero from the 1600s, and we're all like, yeah, we do. But I think it's really because she works in a brothel. They don't want to show a child working in a brothel. I mean, yeah. But if you need to see the Yakuza boys as samurai, you can always play Ishin, which had a release in 2023. Streets of Kamurocho was a promotional freeware video game beat-em-up developed by Empty Clip Studios and published by Sega in 2020. It's a crossover between Streets of Rage 2 and the Yakuza series, and it was only available in October 2020 through the Steam store as part of Sega's 60th anniversary celebration. I'm gonna run over, guys. In 2011, zombie popularity was on the rise, and Yakuza's zombie game was a guaranteed success, right? Wrong. So Yakuza traditionally is a beat 'em up, but Yakuza Dead Souls is a third-person shooter. Dead Souls would go on to sell 550,000 copies worldwide, 300,000 of those in Japan. Dead Souls almost killed the franchise. The future of the series looks bright, and hopefully we'll get some more amazing Yakuza games to come. We've got Pirates coming soon. And I hope you've all enjoyed this panel. Sorry I rushed that last little bit there. We are Kawaii Neko Productions.